Okay, you may start now.
Oh, good afternoon, dear doctor. We are group 4, and first, I would like to sincerely thank everyone for being here today. Our group discussion is titled Breaking Barriers, Advancing Gender Equality in the Modern World, which is based on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal 5, Gender Equality. Before we begin, I would like to introduce the members of our group. Our group consists of 5 members, including myself. My name is Wu Qinze, and I will be serving as the moderator for this panel. The rest of our group members will take on the roles of various experts to participate in the panel. Our first panelist is Cai Zhenyuan, who will act as the gender-based violence specialist. The second panelist is Guo Xunting, who will serve as a child protection and gender advisor. The third panelist is Wang Zhongmin, who will serve as a women's leadership development specialist. And finally, Wu Xixian will join us as gender mainstreaming policy advisor. Gender equality is not only a matter of women's rights, it is also a key indicator of social fairness and progress. In a few moments, our group will explore 4 issues related to gender equality and present constructive perspectives and possible solutions. So our panel will be structured into 4 rounds, where each panelist discussion a specific aspect of SDG5. I will begin with an overview of the issue, then move on to guide the discussion by asking one targeted question to each panelist. And finally, I will end with a summary and a call to action. Gender equality remains a major challenge globally. Women and girls still face gender-based violence, forced marriage, low political representation, and unequal access to leadership and policy making. Despite progress in law and education, traditional norms and structural inequality persist. Our panel today aims to explore these barriers and propose practical solutions. So let me share some key facts first. According to UN Women, 1 in 3 women experience gender-based violence, and a Lancet article calls imitated partner violence one of the most common global human rights abuses. The catalyst reports show that sponsorship helps women across leadership roles, and studies also prove that inclusive policies and gender mainstreaming improve decision and making quality and policy outcomes. So now I will pose question to each of our panelists. To first panelist Cai Jinyuan, what are the root causes of gender-based violence, and how can communities break the cycle of abuse? To second panelist Guo Xunting, how to poverty and cultural norms contribute to child marriage, and what are the most effective interventions? To Wang Zhongmin, our third panelist, what institutional or cultural barriers limit women's political participation in leadership? And our fourth panelist, Wu Xixian, what makes a gender-sensitive policy effective and sustainable across different nation systems? The above are the questions I have prepared for the 4 group members. Now we will move on to the formal discussion session. Please discuss them one by one. So welcome the first panelist.
thank you to all moderate for the introduction. My name is Cai Zhengyuan, and I'm honored to speak today as a gender-based violence specialist for a discussion panel on SDG 5 gender equality. As we all know, achieving gender equality is not just about giving the same chances or positions to everyone. It also means making sure every woman and girl can live safely and with respect. The first point, understanding the global scale of intimate partner violence. To begin with, let's understand the seriousness of the issue. Research from the Lancet reveals that violence by intimate partners remains a major global problem, affecting women in all regions regardless of income or culture. Specifically, 27% of women aged 15 to 49 who have ever been in a relationship reported experiencing physical or sexual violence from their partner. This is not just a number, it's a call for urgent attention and action. The second point, identify vulnerable age groups. Next, let's focus on a particularly vulnerable group, young women and adolescent girls. According to the article, 24% of girls aged 15 to 19 and 26% of women aged 20 to 24 have already experienced violence from a partner. These numbers highlight the urgency of early prevention. That's why schools, families, and communities must work together to provide awareness programs, safe spaces, and support systems for this age group. The third point, promoting multi-statutory collaboration. Finally, it's important to understand that gender-based violence is a complex issue that requires solution from the multiple sectors. The article says legal reforms, accessible healthcare, and educational outreach must all work together or create lasting change. Okay, when sectors collaborate, we can provide comprehensive survival support, reduce long-term harm, and promote recovery. In conclusion, the root cause of gender-based violence is a lack of gender equality education and gender inequality. And eliminating violence against women and girls is not optional. It is essential for a just and equal society. This issue affects families, communities, and the future of nations. Let's continue to raise awareness, advocate for stronger systems, and most importantly, stand with survivors and believe in their voices. That's all my part. Thank you, guys. Thank you, doctor.
Thank you, Jingyun. Thank you for your speech. Let's welcome the second panelist, Hu Xunting.
Hello everyone. So today we want to talk about the important topic is immunity children, immunity kids or early and focus management. Yeah, the first of all, the part one is the duty marriage, early marriage, and the focus marriage seriously failing to human rate and cost good humor. A practice is 12 million girls are married over below the age of the 18 every year, exposed and abort the tumor and surface health complications. Complications arising from the progress are main the cause of the deaths in 50 to 90 years old girls. This data from the WHO, yeah, there are the human rights abuses that these girls feel down and subject to the violence, profession, and the line license. The second one, the point is the root cause lays in uh, greater inequality and profit. Child marriage is a multifarious issue that is deeply rooted in gender inequality and profit. Protagonist are more the poor population where girls are viewed as economic and economic ability is such Asian families may visit the early magic art stronger to reduce the economic burdens here by recording the number of the dependents to care for or by recurring jury from the Germany family. This translation model of the magic counterfeits and defacing gentle those trapeze. Airboarding is a nation of the girl's values protected as a wife and mother. The girls from the poorest homeholds are more than the 3 times as likely to be the married over before the age of the 18 than children from the Western families. According to the UNICEF, that symbol contest the decision of how provides the lessest families and young girls opportunity. Satisfactorily, the points the education has been now to be a powerful tool for raising the future incomes and bringing the circle of the profits for many years now. Many families are focused to cut short long-term benefit in exchange for therapy in the short term. Churches married had to be the eliminated therefore by addressing both economic poverty and the deeply rooted social norms that goes into education and against it. The third one is the children and early marriages often happen without enforced consent, self the latent children's future opportunities. Many of the marriages are current without the full knowledge, consent, and will of the girls. Most of them, the girls are far too young to grasp a department concept of the marriage, let alone the poorest intellectual or physical compatibility to consent to it. There, the choice is in life and the test provide guaranteed or partners due to social pressures. Poverty and customs marriage practice as a human right what you have found. Some girls are married in influences that they are being the married with no opportunity to have their say or to refuse. The long time the impact of the children marriage goes the be alive in in the opposites of education and economic empowerment. Girls cannot contribute to communication with their partners. A World Bank and the International Council for Research on the Women report reality and the changing the the children married can add more than 500 billion to the world's GDP. This is stronger for its risk just have the dump dump gaming and protects is both to girls, of course, but also to economic growth, social progress, and grading progress. Education and empowerment of the girls is not just important, but is as much economic stronger for building a more equitable and protectful future. Yeah, I think my part is that's all. Yeah. Thank you, Professor. Thank you, leader.
Thank you, Junting. And let us welcome the next panelist, Zhongmin.
Good afternoon, Doctor. Thank you, leader. Today, I'd like to talk to all of you about an important topic. It has the participation of women in leadership and decision-making processes. First of all, we need to recognize strengthening women's leadership is of vital importance. This is not merely a matter of fairness. It's akin to achieving the sustainable development and gender equality. Tipo emphasized this point in her 2024 article, Women's Leadership as an Accelerant for Gender Equality and Sustainable Development Goals, pointing out that women's leadership plays an important role in achieving gender leadership and the sustainable development goals. Secondly, we must amend that women leaders still face the various inequalities. Although people are increasing awareness of the importance of women leadership, women still enter wise difficulties in the progress of pursuing leadership positions. These difficulties include workplace issues, family problems, and the lack of the necessary support. In their 2014 article, The Confidence Gap, Kotikin and his friend write a definition of women in terms of the confidence and how to definitions term from the societal expectation and the stereotypes of the women. They'll be advocating their profiles and opportunities in the workplace. Thirdly, in order to enhance the women's leadership skills, we need to take a vote of the women's to promote women's participation in the leadership and decision-making processes. We need to break those bad notions, fundamental progress that support women leadership and establish a sportive culture environment. Healthy foster calming, upsetting, and the systematic growth of the pontificate in helping women others to leadership positions in her 2012 report, How to Help Women's Rise to Leadership Roles. Finally, we need to recognize that this is a long-term progress that requires our joint efforts. Strengthening women's leadership and achieving gender leadership requires the participation and efforts of each and every one of us. That's my part. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Zhongmin. And the next panelist is Wu Xixian, please.
Good afternoon, Doctor. My part is to strengthen policies and legislation that promote gender equality. To achieve true gender equality, it is necessary to strengthen policies, legislation at the institutional level and build complete guarantee system. This is mainly reflected in the following three aspects. First of all, strengthen the construction of laws and regulations to lay solid legal foundation for gender equality. We must formulate and improve relevant laws and regulations explicitly prohibit any form of gender discrimination and effective guarantee women's equal rights in various fields such as education, employment, and participates in political affairs. The UN Women Report points out that strengthening laws and regulations related to gender equality can effectively reduce gender discrimination. For example, the implementation of anti-discrimination laws can provide legal protection for women. Secondly, incorporate the gender perspective into the decision-making process to uh, ensure the fairness of policies. This means that when formulating and implementing any policy, it should be analyzed and handled from the perspective of gender equality to ensure that the policy has a fair impact on both men and women. Gender mainstreaming is a key strategy for promoting gender equality. The report of the International Institute for Sustainable Development points out that incorporating a gender perspective into trade policy design can significantly enhance the economic status of women. Finally, strengthen the laws enforcement supervision mechanism to ensure the effective implementation of the laws. It is not enough to merely formulate complete laws and regulations. We also need to establish a should supervision mechanism to effective supervision the implementation of laws, ensuring that laws are correctly implemented and truly play their roles. The enforcement of the law is the key to the success of gender equality policies. An article in the magazine Comparative European Politics points out that when implementing anti-domestic violence laws, it is necessary to strengthen the training of laws enforcement departments inclusion to strengthen policies and legislation promoting gender equality. We need to start from the three links of legislation, decision making, and laws enforcement and build a complete guarantee system. Only in this way can the realization of gender equality be truly promoted in enabling every women to enjoy equal opportunities and dignity. Thank you all.
Thank you, 谢谢, and thank you all for your wonderful speech. From the discussion just now, we can see that gender inequality is not just a social problem. It is a global crisis. So we cannot merely remain at the level of consciousness enhancement. We need to take concrete action. So here I would like to appeal to everyone, whether it is government, enterprises, or each of us ordinary people. We all have the responsibility to contribute to gender equality, break prejudice and start from what's around us, promote equality starting now. So our group's discussion is over, and thank you again, Doctor. Thank you for your listening.
Okay, please stop the recording.